So here's why I think you should adopt AI as quickly as you can, right? Especially if you're a business owner, especially if you're a business owner in a service-based company, especially if you're a business owner in a service-based company that advertises a lot on social media. Okay, so let's assume that you run a med spa, right? So this is a hypothetical situation, right? So let's say that you run a med spa and you get a lot of DMs online. People want to know about your services. People want to know when they can come through. People want to just have general questions, like FAQs. So they DM you, they shoot you a text on, or they DM you, sorry. They send you a DM, and let's assume that day that somebody, whoever's handling the phones, is sitting with our phone that day, and they respond immediately, right? Cool. Now that person's going to walk away from that conversation feeling as though your customer service is great. There's a high standard of customer care and all of that stuff, which is brilliant and which is great. But then another person shows up the next day and they DM you. However, this time they DM you at lunchtime. Therefore, there's no one sitting at the phone. Why? Because the person's at lunch, meaning the person will only respond the day after. Not the day after, like an hour later, 2 hours later, whenever else. Worst case scenario, somebody sends you a DM on a Friday afternoon after office hours, and they only get a response, let's say, Monday morning, right, when somebody's back at the phones. Now, back before, right, this wasn't horrible, this wasn't bad, because that was like the global standard. If you message somebody after office hours, don't expect them to respond immediately. But now times have changed and times have shifted because of artificial intelligence, and also the global standard has increased. People just expect more. For you to make yourself stand out in such a competitive market, right, your customer service needs to be outstanding. Now that's where AI comes in, and that's something that we deal with in our agency, right? We help different businesses and different service-based companies rather with their own AI integrations and such, right? Anyways, yeah, and that's something that we deal with in our own. And that's something we deal with in our AI agency, that we help different companies, different service-based companies integrate these types of AI solutions, right, to improve their customer care. Because oftentimes, right, when you improve your customer care, you're likely to increase your sales as well. So if you're interested in that, just click the link in the bio and let's have a conversation about it. But anyways, as I was saying, right, so it's important for you and it's important for me as well, right? As a business, you have to increase your customer care. You have to increase your customer service. Why? Because that's going to lead to an increase in your sales, an increase in revenue, an increase in your profits, right? So what you see, right, and what's happened currently with AI is that AI currently gives people the ability to respond to messages immediately. There's research that was done and showed that if you can respond to a lead within the first minute, you increase sales by, I think it was over 800%. You should fact check me on that, go check it out. But you can increase it by 800%, which is ridiculous, right? And those types of opportunities were never presented before. Those weren't viable options before, right? Because artificial intelligence wasn't there. You couldn't guarantee responding to people's messages efficiently. You couldn't standardize your response. But now, because of AI and artificial intelligence, you can. And if you look at some of the top performers and the top businesses and the top business people all across the world, right? All around the world, I mean. If you try and DM them and message them, you will see, right, that they've so perfected the customer care service and the customer care system, right, with AI and artificial intelligence, that if you message them, you will get a response immediately. And that's just what the global standard is right now. Now, as a business owner and someone that runs a small business or a medium-sized business, right, you do not want to be left behind. Why? Because that is currently the global standard. Suddenly, if you're the person that takes an hour to respond, it seems as though that you respond slower than other people, and that's likely to make you less competitive in a competitive market. So what do? You integrate AI into your social media, integrate AI into your website, into your lead form, into your WhatsApp, into all of it, right? To make sure that as soon as the lead comes in, they must be responded to immediately. Why? So you can convert them. That's why we say in our agency, right, that we help people convert leads without increasing the amount of money spent on advertising and marketing. So we increase the number of sales without you having to spend more money on your marketing or your advertising. Why? Because oftentimes people actually do have quality leads. People actually do have leads coming through. It just so happens that they don't convert them quickly enough. They don't convert them immediately. They slip through the cracks. because they slip through the cracks, right? It's almost as though it's like there's a bucket with holes in it. Leads are actually coming through, water is being poured through, but it's all of it is slipping through the cracks, right? And that's what we do in the AI agency. We help solve those problems. But anyway, so as a business owner, there's something you should be focusing on. There's something you should be looking into immediately. And there's something you should be addressing immediately. It's likely, not even likely, this is what we've seen with various different clients and various different people. It increases sales. It increases sales. That is, you can take my word for it, but you can also go do the research, go check it out for yourself. It increases sales. If you want to increase sales and you want to increase your, because you know, let's for example, your company, you know that you spent a lot of money on advertising and marketing, you know that your website looks lovely, you know that your content is great, you know that your CTA is there, you know the back end, you know all that different stuff, but people are somehow slipping through the cracks. And you're wondering, how is this happening? Why is this happening? Chances are that your response and your lead follow-up isn't being done effectively. Chances are that somebody in your team is responding to the leads, but the leads don't get back to them within like 5 hours or so. They're only going to hear a response the following day. Like I said earlier, if they get a response on like a Friday, for example, or they send a message on a Friday, they're going to get a response on like a Monday morning. All of those are compounding, right? And as a result, those leads end up just going to an alternative. The question is, why wait for somebody to respond when you can just go to the person that responded the fastest, responded the quickest? Why wait for somebody else's response when the other person B, responded immediately? And that's just where the world is going right now. If you want to retain your leads, you want to keep your leads, you have to find a way to respond to them as quickly as they come in, as soon as they come in. You almost need like an immediate response system. And because of artificial intelligence and AI, we're able to do that now. So if that's something you're interested in, like I said, we've discussed this with various different companies, built the systems and all those different things, and we've seen how they increase sales. We've seen how they boost people's sales. We've seen how, like I said, a lot of the time, it's not that people need to spend more money on advertising or marketing. It just so happens that they had a bucket and they're pouring a lot of water into the bucket, but there's so many holes in it. Unless there's a problem that you want to address in your own company, right? Feel free to DM us, click the link in the bio. So there's going to be a link there for my social media, so my Instagram page, in case you want to DM me. The other links there, one for the website, another one to book a call directly. It's a free 20-minute call, right? Free, completely free, right? No catches, nothing to it. 20 minutes, we're going to get to discuss your company, talk about it. You're going to let us know if you've got any questions, ask us anything about artificial intelligence and AI, where we can help, right? Tell us a bit about your company, just so you're a bit more familiar with what it is we're talking about, just so you you understand what it is that we offer, right? And where exactly it can benefit you and how exactly it can benefit you. It's a very important call. Sorry, it's just like there's something happening in the back there, but it's a very important call. So feel free to book that call. Like I said, it's completely free. Click the link in the bio and we'll have that chat.